Hello, everybody. So, this is Between the Stars, and it's another review. Again, disclaimer, it was given to me for free. I always tell the developers I'm going to be open and honest about the game, so whether I like it or not, I'm going to tell you how it is. So, take that information. You might think it's biased or whatnot, but I've already lost some developers on giving me keys because I've been honest about the game, and I've veered people away from it until it gets fixed, and then I do an update review. So, that's just how it goes. With that out of the way, Between the Stars has come a long way since its initial release, evolving from a mere prologue to a more complete experience with substantial updates. And I have to admit, yes, from when I first played it, it was like a demo. It pretty much was a demo. I've given it some time. I think I haven't touched the game in about 2 years. So this is not an updated review. I just didn't have enough information back then to say whether or not jump into this. The prologue was cool. You got a little bit of the game at the time, but there just wasn't enough to judge it, so I didn't put out a review on that. So, with the most recent update, there has been an addition to the story missions. Now we're at Chapter 6, improved combat mechanics, and enhanced voice acting. So that was one of the cool things about this game when I first got the copy, was everything was supposed to be voice acted, and in the prologue you will hear everything is voice acted. And I kind of like that. It adds to the immersion, it adds to the game. You feel more engaging. So, I'm a sucker for voice acting. Not that I don't like to read text. I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of this game, you have to read text. We'll explain that here in a bit. So, I want to get this out of the way. There is one aspect that kind of has hurt me on this game, and has hurt a lot of other fans on this game. Transparency from the developers. So, one crucial factor that whenever it's an early access game, and I take this harshly with CIG because I love Star Citizen, the development process needs to be transparent. And it's fair to say that at times the developers have not done that. I think the last update was back in January, and the most recent one was in June. So, it took that time period that nobody heard from the developers. They did say, they finally came out and said, the developers took that long break because they were updating the game. Again, it left fans concerned. Simple communication goes a long way, especially in an early access game, because you rely on the money that is generated from people hoping that what you're saying is going to be true. So, got to be transparent, and that has to be a priority alongside making the game. Nevertheless, they, again, are fixing the game a lot. There's, like I just said, there's that big patch that just recently came out, and they found bugs from that patch, and they have constantly updated it every single day to a point that it's stable. So, I'm happy about that. So, let's go on. The gameplay mechanics of Between the Stars resembles those of Rebel Galaxy. With enjoyment, it's enjoyable. I like it. It's different. The controls do feel awkward. It's not particularly keyboard and mouse friendly. It works. I mean, of course, it's a PC game. It works. But if you plug in a controller, and I know this is like blasphemy when it comes to PC, it feels like the game was designed for a controller, particularly an Xbox controller. It's the same approach that Rebel Galaxy went with. It feels okay with mouse and keyboard, it feels a lot better with a controller in your hand. I don't know why, it just does. It's just like simulations, mouse and keyboard versus a HOTAS, or I use a HOSAS. A lot better than mouse and keyboard. I would never, in a simulation, I would never use mouse and keyboard. I mean, I do currently, but don't do it. So with that out of the way, gameplay, I like it. It's enjoyable. The combat's fun. It's arcadey. It's not like simulation based. It's arcadey, but it does it really well. It feels cool when your broadside cannons are firing upon the ship and you have to kind of turn your ship to make sure you can get all the cannons going off. It feels really good. So good that in fact I wish this was in other video games. Some companies should take the key points on this one for combat. I do like it a lot. So aside from combat, Between the Stars offers unique elements that sets it apart. The game draws inspiration from Freelancer, a little bit here, some aspects of, like I said, Rebel Galaxies, but adds a twist by introducing a chance-based mechanic. So if any of you have ever played D&D, you got to roll a dice. So this game takes that mechanic to a different level. So when you get a story mission, and it can periodically happen at any moment within the game. That's pretty cool. I like that. You could just be playing and then all of a sudden your crew wants to talk to you, or you're getting closer with the crew, or something happened, or you're getting a transmission, whatever it is. You might have to roll a dice for chance, fortitude, or success, and this and that. Especially combat. There is no ground combat or FPS combat, but your crew that you have do fight when they enter and board a ship. So it's very text-based. You gotta read, because there's going to be clues within the text and certain things that you're doing that you might want to take note of. In one mission, I actually had to memorize a passcode, because I could have either brute forced my way in using my engineers to, again, chance it by rolling a dice, and I had to get, I think it said 7 or more, or it asked me if I wanted to enter a code. Well, because I went to a terminal and found out the code from a previous transmission, I entered with no problem. So I think that's pretty cool. Combat's the same way. You're going to roll 2 separate dice. One for the enemy, one for you. It's going to dictate, are you going to go into the defense, or are you going to go into attacking? Same with the enemy side. You're going to see how much they're going to attack by. You do get equipment such as weapons and armor and stuff, and that's for your attack phase or defense phase. You can apply an additional armor or take in a free extra shot on top of what you rolled for your dice. Unique system. I think it's pretty cool. I have to admit, I don't think I've played a game like a space game particularly like that. So A+ for them on that one. Next, I think what I really enjoy are some of the customizations for the ship. You really do get to make the ship how you want it. A lot of ships come with, I think, well, actually, there's a ton of ships in the game. Majority, and your starting ship, you get 3 choices. I went with one that actually has 5 guns and 3 supports. The blue are your supports, the red are your guns, and you can apply many different types. You have ammunition-based guns and energy-based guns. For your support, you could put extra accuracy, you could put flank cannons so that if missiles are coming, they're going to shoot it. You could put laser cannons that will actually shoot missiles even a little bit further out. I go with the flank. I think it's the best. You also have abilities that you could put there, which, for example, here I have actually a inverter. So if I'm getting hit hard in the front, it's going to invert my shields from the back to the front. So essentially saving my butt in the end. Quick key features, you have hundreds of texts that you can communicate with your crew. You get to upgrade your crew, you upgrade your captain, there's procedurally generated map. It is kind of like roguelike, so every playthrough is going to be a little bit different. Storyline is still going to be the same, but you're going to encounter many different things. Ships, customization, got lots to do. So, let's talk about, is this game worth a buy? So, overall, Between the Stars is a decent space adventure that has made significant strides since its early days. While transparency in the development could be better, the inclusion of story missions, refined combat, and engaging chance-based gameplay mechanics make it an enjoyable experience for fans of the genre. So if you are into that genre, the space, kind of like a little bit of D&D in space, I think you're going to like it. Also, if you kind of like that combat system, which I do, actually, I love it. Like I said, I can't point that out enough. I really enjoy being able to turn my ship and fire the cannons. It's a lot of fun. So if you're willing to navigate the wonky controls and embark into the game's unique elements, I think this is definitely a game for you. That's just my honest opinion, guys. So again, it needs some love here and there, little TLC, but I do think the developers are doing the best they can right now, and with them being a little bit more transparent lately, I applaud them for that. So I will catch you guys on the next video. Much love. Hit the subscribe, hit the notification, and hit the like button. And please comment below. What do you think about this game? Do you think it's something that you would enjoy? There's many space games out there, and I plan to try to hit as much as I can, as well as a variety of other games. But in the comments below, if you want to see something next, please let me know. Love you guys. See you on the next video.